Jillian here at Connections Early Years Family Center. I am a summer staff member here, and every week I aim to take you and your little one to do some activities to get you guys outside, moving, and enjoying the sunshine. I am a graduate from the Faculty of Education with a focus on outdoor learning and natural play. So we're going to be focusing on getting outside and really incorporating those elements into our daily routine. Done videos on everything from bug hunting to imaginary play to playing in the mud. But one thing we haven't talked a lot about is physical activity, which is super important for you and your little one. The recommendation in Canada for children under 6 years of age is to just have ongoing physical activity throughout their day. So that just means you're alternating between doing other things such as sitting and maybe doing some homework or schoolwork or any type of learning that requires you to be in a desk, but also just mixing it up with ongoing physical activity that you do on a recurring basis through the day so you're never sitting for long periods of time. Above 6 years old, that recommendation switches to 1 hour of moderate to intense physical activity per day. This actually isn't that much, it's only 1 hour, but less than half of children in Canada are meeting this expectation. So today I'm going to hopefully give you guys some ideas to get you and your child into that routine and hopefully build some healthy habits for you to carry on. We are going to be doing a mini Olympics, which is ironic because we would have had the Olympics this year had things been a little bit different. But that's okay, we are going to hold our own here in our yard here at Connections Family Center. So for this mini Olympics, it's one of those things where it's better, the more the merrier, but if it's just you and your little one, that's okay too. You will have lots of fun. A couple different activities that we'll walk you through, but if you want something to maybe ramp up that energy level for this activity, you can always try adding some upbeat music, maybe picking some team colors or picking a team you want to represent. And just make sure to always have lots of water on hand because again, physical activity is great, but we need to stay hydrated at the same time. So with that said, we are going to start with our first activity. For our first entrance, we have our grand ceremonies where we as our team are going to go through our little entrance maze and we will take a bow at the end. So when you're ready, just going to follow our steps. If you don't do it exactly how it is, that's okay. You just want to try and get your blood pumping and get moving. So if you're ready, let's go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some stretching now that we have a little bit of a warm-up doing our entrance. Stretching is super important for any age group, so both you and your little one, because it will not only improve their flexibility, it's also going to help reduce the risk of injury, which is important for anyone of any age. So you're just going to start stretching out your muscle groups, and this is also a really great habit to get your children into early for any sports they play in the future and just for general health and well-being. You're going to stretch it out, get all those muscle groups. I'm only going to do a few. Just remember you want to try and target arms and legs. Get all your muscle groups warmed up so that when we do start our next event, you're feeling nice and limber and we are going to have no accidents. So our next activity is we're going to have a little bit of a jump rope competition because realistically everyone wins when you exercise. So for this one, we're just going to start doing some regular hops. And the thing about jump rope is it is one of the best exercises for really burning energy and for heart health. So you can do traditional jumping like this, which has also been shown to have improvements on our cognitive function and our mental development, so that's great for young children and old alike. And if your child is not quite at the point where they're jumping rope, because this is from ages 0 to 6, perfectly okay. Another activity you can do, just spread it out. You just start to get that idea. Go back and forth. Anything where you're jumping is really good for heart health, even more so potentially than jogging or any other exercise. You can also, if you have a buddy, maybe a bit of a longer rope, you could have 2 people spinning it. Maybe you want to go 1 foot and then the other. Whatever you do, cannot stress enough how beneficial jumping rope is for you and your child's health. Next set of competition, we have our ball throw. So for this ball throw, we're going to take our ball. I have a nice soft one here, so if it does bounce off anything, it's not a big deal. We're just going to give it a toss. We're going to run, grab it, and run back to the start. So again, just keep in mind if you're in an area with lots of glass on either side. Be mindful of where you're throwing this. Don't want to break anything or hit anything. But we're just going to do this as many times as we want. It's great alternating between using our muscles and our coordination to work on throwing, which is an important skill for our gross and fine motor skills. And also, we're increasing our heart rate by running back and forth in these increments of energy bursting. So it's really great. It's hitting lots of muscle groups and really getting your child and your heart pumping. For our next competition, we have long jump. We have our little marker here on our mulch. It's best to do this somewhere soft, so on the chance that you do slip, you are having a nice comfortable landing instead of maybe scraping or bumping yourself on the way down, because everyone can fall, from young children to adults. So for this one, we're just going to run up, we're going to jump. And the nice thing about this is you can kind of measure where you land. So the only person you're really competing against is yourself. You can go back, and you can do it again. You can see where your feet land. And again, you just do it as many times as you want. And just always try and set your own personal best. All right, and for our final activity, we are going to be doing a little bit of an obstacle course before we end off with our mini Olympics. So we're going to start. Hooray! So I got it in, and even if I didn't, I would still get my medal for winning because I exercised, which is winning in the long run. All right, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you had fun watching our little outdoor Olympics. Again, everything in it is just kind of created from what we have lying around, so don't be afraid to modify, especially with children from 0 to 6 years old. There's a lot of differences in capabilities and functions, so just modify it as you go to whatever your child's ability is. Because remember, everything is just building and improving on the skills they already have. It is impossible to stress just how important physical activity is to both you and your child's routine. It has been linked to everything from improved cognitive functioning to longer lifespans, reduced risks of chronic diseases and conditions. So it is so important to build those healthy habits with your little one and to role model this healthy behavior for them. If you want more tips and activities on how to keep you and your child active through the day, be sure to check out our Move and Groove videos, which can be found online. We're now on Facebook and Instagram, so lots of options for you to look at our stuff. And if you do try this with your child, we'd love to hear from you. Post a video, send us a little tweet or whatever it is on how you guys did. We would love to see it. So thank you again for watching, and thank you for connecting with us.